Now for something a little bit different on my channel. I was asked the other day if I had a ranking of Tarantino, and I thought, you know what, I'll do a video on that. It's not something I often do, rank directors, but I'm going to jump in and just give my thoughts on Tarantino. Now, first off the bat, I don't think the guy has a bad movie. I love just about everything he's done, and I've went for full-length feature movies here, so 4 Rooms has been excluded because he only did a quarter of that, just one segment. So let's just dive into my favourite Tarantino movies and why they're my favourites. So, well, they're all great. So start at number 10, and probably a surprise for a lot of you will be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a movie that I simultaneously love and have huge issues with at the same time as well. Said it in my review, I love the characters of Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. I think they are both captivating. I think the performances are amazing. Everything Margot Robbie, not because of her but because of that character, is just boring and tedious and uninteresting, and even more so on rewatches. I find it's something that just detracts from the rest of the movie. It just seems superfluous to the actual storytelling that's going on. But I know some people see joy in that, but for me it takes away from what is the real focal point of the movie. Number 9 on my list is Death Proof. Now, Death Proof is a kind of genre movie, exploitation, the kind of thing you would get in the 70s, my kind of movie. I love the fact that it's got Kurt Russell and it lingers on the relationships and conversations of these women and the ridiculousness of this death-proof car. But it just knows what it wants to do. It's incredibly fun. It's got a ridiculously exciting finale to this one and ends in such a broad, cheering note that I just genuinely love this thing. It's not as rewatchable or as engaging as other Tarantino movies, but I do think it's a really fun one. Number 8 on my list is Kill Bill Volume 2.
You and I have unfinished business.
Baby, you ain't kidding.
I really enjoy the first one. And I like the second one as well, but I just feel that it takes a bit of a step back. And this isn't a bad thing, because I do quite enjoy it when I'm in the mood for it. And it takes a more conversational attack to this second element, showing more of the backstory and having more conversations with the people that affected the bride more and more. But after that rip-roaring first half, I just wanted more of the same kind of action. Never quite got it. But again, I do like the movie and I do think it's incredibly fun. Number 7 for me is Reservoir Dogs.
Here are your names. Mr. Brown, Mr. White, Mr. Blonde, Mr. Blue, Mr. Orange, and Mr. Pink.
Why am I Mr. Pink?
Because you're a faggot, all right?
And I remember watching this way back, getting the soundtrack for it, just loving the hell out of the movie. It's exceptional. The way it tackles its narrative by breaking it up and chopping and changing things is really good. Doing flashbacks, going to the current stage of after the robbery. I just think it's wonderful, and it's got a lot of these actors really doing great stuff, but it's the dialogue that really makes it stand out. It's the direction that shows a real knowing of the craft in your first kind of full movie that makes it as wonderful as it is. It's just terrifically staged and set up, and every character in here has memorable dialogue, has memorable performances, and really stand out. Reservoir Dogs is an incredible movie. Number 6 on my list, and this is a hard list to do because it would normally change depending on the mood or what the last movie I watched would be, but Pulp Fiction is my 6th favourite Tarantino movie.
All right, count to 3.
All right, ready? 1. Two. 3.
And it's another one from '94 that just captured me. As I was getting into movies, this thing just grabbed me by the collar and shook me about. The crazy narrative again, the fact that it's an anthology movie but never treated as such, and it has this connective tissue, all these wonderful and crazy stories, the stylistic visual touches that just stand out are just wonderful, and that the idea of that score is amazing, and the strange twists and turns it takes, just utterly amazing movie. Number 5 for me is Django Unchained. I love Christoph Waltz. I loved him together with Jamie Foxx. I love the idea of this person looking for his true love, looking for revenge, and going to Candyland. We get Leonardo DiCaprio here, who is a wonderful bad guy. And I always like movies where you have a terrific actor doing a terrific job as a bad guy, because if the bad guys are as reprehensible and as distasteful as they are, you just cheer on that good guy. And this one has amazing action set pieces. It has extreme comedy set pieces in it as well. It has just everything you could possibly want, and that shootout at the end is stunning work. Number 4 is Kill Bill Volume 1. The ridiculous pace this one lets you into is just crazy. 2 hours and it's just non-stop action, wonderful creative fight scenes. It has great different tacks, opened kind of black and white. We've got the anime sequence in it as well. We've got the wonderful fights, especially the one with Vivica A. Fox. We've got the crazy 88 fight at the end, which just seems to go on forever and it's just stunning. This is an action-packed spectacular that just broke the mold of what Tarantino regularly did at the time. Number 3 on my list is Jackie Brown.
If you had the chance to walk off with $500,000, would you take it?
Yeah.
A kind of more sedate one. A one where we just see Pam Grier showing what a great actor that she actually is. We've got amazing performances from De Niro, you get them from Robert Forster, you get them from Samuel L. Jackson, as always with these kind of movies. Even Chris Tucker turns up and does a good performance as well. And this is a kind of low-key movie, one where Tarantino has taken somebody else's material and adapted it for his own voice, and it fits perfectly. Now, I love Elmore Leonard. I think he's a great novelist, one that I particularly love, and just to see him being adapted by somebody who has a distinct voice but still keep the Elmore Leonard kind of idea in there as well. And I think Pam Grier just ties this one together as a fantastic character, someone who feels that the time has almost passed her by. She's by her best, but this is a chance to fix all that and come out for the good. Amazing. Number 2 on my list is The Hateful Eight.
Got room for one more?
One that seemed to split the Tarantino fandom. I was a huge fan of this one. I went to the cinema a couple of times to see it, a few more than a couple, and I just utterly loved this film. It was all about the conversations here, all about the playful nature of all the characters, whether it be Chris Maddox, who just, for me, steals the show in every scene that he's in, Kurt Russell and his wonderful moustache, Samuel L. Jackson, who's just taking no crap from anybody, the setup at the Minnie's haberdashery is just all expertly placed and wonderful. The constant shouting about the door is just that repetitive joke that's incredibly funny. I think Hateful Eight is one of the best movies that Tarantino's done, one of the most claustrophobic, one of the most suspenseful, one of the most unexpected movies, where it just allowed these characters to breathe, tell their tale, and the dialogue just sings in this one. My favourite movie, and it was an instantaneous love for this one. As I sat down in the cinema, the opening scene starts for Inglorious Basterds.
Emmanuel, voici le colonel SS Landa. Il sera chargé de la sécurité pour la première.
Enchanté, mademoiselle.
And you're introduced to Hans Landa as he is just cheerfully talking to a dairy farmer, but what he's saying is so twisted, it's so playful in the wrong way. It's really niggling at this man, making him give up all the secrets that he has, and from then on we get a wonderful movie, the tale of Shoshana, the tale of Hans Landa, the tale of the Bastards. And you have that levity of the Bastards throughout the movie, where they're incredibly violent but fun and pulpy, and then you get the real drama of Shoshana, and then you get the kind of sleuthing detective of Hans Landa, who is all about the chase, the mystery, figuring out the truth. To what ends? Doesn't really care. He's just more about that quest for finding out people's secrets. And this is one of those movies that I've watched countless times, and I am amazed that something like this can be made. Not just to have like one great scene, but to have multiple all the way through the movie. Whether it's in the bar, in the basement, or whether it's the shootout in the cinema, these things are just wonderful. Even the smaller scenes where Shoshana is sitting having apple strudel with Landa is one of the most tense-filled sequences I've ever seen. It's a movie that I can find zero fault with, and I just find it utterly amazing that it even exists, and is my favourite Tarantino movie. So I would love to know what's your favourite and why, and what's your least favourite as well, because I'm sure we've all got a different one of those, and I'd be curious to hear your take on that. Do you like this kind of video? Do you want more of these? I would love to know who would you like me to do a top 10 of next. Let me know in the comment box below. I'll see you next time on ManVFilm.